So, John, we're talking about cash flows today and why it's really important to master your cash flow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an old saying, but cash is king. So, I mean, profit is vanity, cash is sanity. So you might have your management accounts, your standard P&L balance sheet. You know your business is making a profit, but you look at your bank account and you've not actually got the cash in there. You don't have the money to invest in the next thing that you want to be doing, whether that be hire someone else or invest in a new piece of equipment to help you build out your business for more. And without a cash flow to see the history of your cash and then forecasting out where you're going to be, you're not really going to be able to grow your business brilliantly. Having management accounts is great, being able to see the profit and being able to see that you're generating that profit and doing well from a business perspective, but without cash, you can't do a lot. And it can cause a lot of sleepless nights and be very stressful when you're very close to that overdraft position in your business or even in that overdraft position, and you don't want to be there. So having that cash flow of history, you can see why and put into action plans of what you can do.
So, John, what steps can be taken to be in control of your cash?
It's a brilliant question. So there are some very simple steps. Firstly, just on a back of an envelope, doing an exercise of going, okay, what are our regular monthly outgoings that we have to cover? When are those going out? Do we have credit terms with our suppliers? So, or are we having to pay up front for things? So can we delay paying our suppliers? You don't want to be delaying paying too much because then you're pushing the cash flow issue onto them, and that's not nice for those sort of issues. But the biggest one is, are you getting money from your customers? Because if you're a profitable business and you can see you're making money in your P&L, but you've not got the cash there, then the issue is probably that you're not getting the money in from your customers. And why is that? Or you're not making it easy enough to pay yourself. So do you not have things like your bank details on your invoice or pay it now buttons, those sort of things? Or is there some sort of power discrepancy between yourself and your customers? So are you reliant on, are your customers bigger than you? Are they mega corporations that are pushing their credit terms or have agreed longer credit terms than you can actually warrant? So, I mean, the standard credit terms should be about 30 days. But where there is that power differential and it's a really big client that you're relying on for a lot of your business, it might be they've pushed you to 90 days or 120 days. So you've got to make that cash go further. Now, if you've got regular monthly invoices to them, ideally that should only be a short-term issue because by the time you get to the first lot being paid, it should go through. But there can be that problem when you're dealing with those sort of mega corporations or something bigger than you, or you need to make sure you've got a PO in place, these sort of things. There is a little admin there, and it's just going, okay, is it a short-term issue because you're waiting for that first regular money coming in from that mega corporation, or is it a more systemic issue across the whole customer base that you need to look into, getting direct debit set up, getting something else set up, or is it just a short-term one? You can get a loan or something in, or agree credit terms with suppliers and maybe bridge that gap.
Great. It does sound like there's a few areas where you need to get into the detail a little bit more and work out what your debtors and your creditors' terms are.
It's trying to figure out what the bottlenecks in your cash flow are to know where the issue is to then put in place those steps to alleviate it.
And be able to resolve it, and then you know where you're at. And I guess you've already talked about how Kirk Rice can help with that particular client and like I say, getting into the nitty-gritty. Is there anything else Kirk Rice can do to help with this?
So obviously we can sort out your cash flow history, sort out your forecasts, talk you through what your plans are, do some sort of scenario planning. So taking in that, what happens if I take on a new project manager? Their salary would be this. Okay, we do that, but we'd hopefully be able to get more revenue in, so on and so forth. Or we take on this new contract, what would that look like? What costs would we have? Those sort of things. Or I want to be able to afford this new piece of equipment. What does that look like? We can also do credit control if you need it. But like I said, the simplest and easiest thing first is to try and get direct debit because that's nice, quick and easy. Make sure you've got a pay it now button on your invoices and actually make sure you put your bank details on invoices. The number of businesses I see who don't have their bank details on invoices in this day and age is shocking. but something that's nice, quick and easy. Click on it, pay it now, card payment, easy. Making it as easy as possible for your customers to pay you is a good first step. If those two aren't working, then there's credit control or, God forbid, having to go to debt chasers and that sort of stuff. But there are options. It's working through those and sort of being in a collaborative partnership with the clients of our clients, of talking through, okay, what do you need us to help with? Do you need us picking up the phone and calling clients? Or do you just want us to tell you, okay, this client's a sole player because you've got the relationship with your clients, you know who to talk to. It varies from client to client how their business works.
Yeah, it shows that there's a lot of extensive things that can happen, or it can be a simple cash flow, or it could be quite complex. So it can be really flexible on what's required.
Yeah.
What's the impact of mastering your cash flow? What's the end goal ultimately?
It's a great question. The end goal, I mean, ideally, is you've got money in the bank. You've got that cash there to build out your business, to invest, to have a buffer there for a rainy day. You need to figure out what your buffer is, what your working capital is, what you need for a day-to-day running. Anything on top of that is icing. It's something good. You can then go, okay, we can invest in that equipment, we can hire that new person, we can do whatever we want to do to build the business out more. And at the end of the day, it just means fewer sleepless nights for the business owner. Not worrying, having that stress and worrying about, am I going to be able to afford to pay my employees because I haven't got the cash in the bank?
Definitely. Well, that would make a massive impact, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Less stress. Great. Okay, thanks.
No worries. Thank you.